We can't But that's an aside. She said Ukraine has biological research facilities, which in fact we are now quite concerned that Russia forces may be seeking to gain control of. So we are working with the Ukrainians on how they can prevent any of these research materials from falling into the hands of Russian forces should they approach. Well, what are the research materials? So the documents we were able to uncover show that in 2019, I believe, we spent $11 million on programs related to these Ukraine labs. The documents show, let me get the specific, included in the records is an order for supplies or services dated August 1st, 2019, issued by the Defense Threat Reduction Agency. The total amount of the contract award is $11.2 million. It includes approximately 35 contract line items set forth in a statement of work, and it's titled Electronic Integrated Disease Surveillance and Pathogen Asset Control Implementation. The statement of work was not provided, nor was there any explanation for the withholding. So we did get these records voluntarily, but they withheld a lot of information from us that we may ultimately have to sue to obtain. And the other information shows that they were working on seemingly pretty dangerous materials. As I say, there's a lot of language or documents talking about pathogen asset control systems. You don't want to have a pathogen around you generally. You know, it's just the nature of the beast. But that's what this was all about. And let me give you some of the information or some of the material and some of the trainings that they were engaged in, or the United States was engaged in with our Ukrainian partners, quote, on-the-job training. So one of the pathogens is anthrax. The documents refer to a Ukrainian biolab, their PAC, pathogen asset control system, on-the-job training that was conducted for anthrax laboratory activities in December of 2018. Okay, I want you to hear that again. We were working on anthrax laboratory activities, pathogen asset control systems related to anthrax laboratory activities in December of 2018. Why on earth are we maintaining anthrax labs in Ukraine? Why? Why aren't we shutting them down? And the other documents show we're training virtually their entire top staff in these labs. The head of the anthrax laboratory, the senior researcher laboratory of bacterial animal diseases, of which I believe anthrax is, the researcher for the anthrax laboratory. We have other documents showing from their trainings that this is something that really got me a little bit nervous. Maybe it will get you nervous. Researcher of Department of Avian Diseases. Now, some of this is agricultural, right? A lot of these biolabs look at threats to agricultural populations, animal populations. But some of it is weaponizing those biological threats to animal populations. So there's always two sides to that type of research, because you could drop a nasty biological weapon into a population of cattle or pigs, whatever, and decimate the industry of the agricultural industry of a country. Head of the brucellosis laboratory, brucellosis. Look it up. It's a pathogen, and it's been used in biological weapons research. That's what we're supporting in Ukraine. Training those folks. So we're not allowed to talk about that in the context of the Russia thing, because there's all this political correctness for Ukraine and Russia, that you can't criticize anything that's happening within the Ukrainian government or anything that the United States has been doing in Ukraine. Well, I, for one, am going to criticize the fact that the United States has been for 20 years in one of the most corrupt countries in Europe, if not the world, funding dangerous pathogens in biolabs, or funding the handling of dangerous pathogens in biolabs. And we're still doing it. And it's probably even more dangerous given the war scenario that we're facing there. I mean, do we have U.S. officials in Ukraine right now at these biolabs? I don't know. Is this training going on right now? I don't know. The documents aren't clear on that, because much of the documents were from 2018 and 19, from what I recall. So maybe Congress can look into this. Hey, Biden administration, are we doing anything with anthrax in Ukraine? Why are we shutting it all down? I didn't see anything about gain of function here, but I'm sure it's happening. So this is why Judicial Watch is so great. Many reasons Judicial Watch is great, but we've got this war going on in Ukraine, and one of the big issues is biolab safety in Ukraine. And it's little old Judicial Watch is getting the key information about what's really going on there. Yes, we are supporting biolabs in Ukraine. Now, the Biden administration says it's all designed to reduce the threat. Now, to be fair, I'm going to read directly from the Defense Threat Reduction Agency's website about what they say they're up to there. The U.S. Department of Defense's Biological Threat Reduction Program collaborates with partner countries to counter the threat of outbreaks, deliberate, accidental, or natural, of the world's most dangerous infectious diseases. The program accomplishes its biothreat reduction mission through development of a biorisk management culture, international research partnerships, and partner capacity for enhanced biosecurity, biosafety, and biosurveillance measures. The Biological Threat Reduction Program's priorities in Ukraine are to consolidate and secure pathogens and toxins a security concern, and to continue to ensure Ukraine can detect and report outbreaks caused by dangerous pathogens before they pose security or stability threats. I don't know about you, but I understand I don't believe that the best way to handle the threat of anthrax in Ukraine is to let any anthrax remain in Ukraine. Do you trust our government and the Ukrainian government to figure out how to keep that secure? I've got 3 words for you: gain of function. We can't even, based on the documents that we've uncovered at Judicial Watch and exposed, we can't even manage our own biolabs here in the United States without putting the population and those working in them at risk. We've got this program in China we've been running through Fauci that's resulted in, I know it's not for sure, but I think has likely resulted in COVID. And gain of function still going on here in the United States. And this same gang is managing Ukraine? Who do they got running it? Burisma? I say sarcastically, I know Burisma isn't running it. What a nightmare. And it's Judicial Watch that's exposing it. Thanks for watching. Don't forget to hit that subscribe button and like our video down below.